Today on the podcast, we are talking about a massive $155 million that a company has raised, what the implications are, and where we see this going. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Welcome to the AI Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. I need to ask you for a big favor. Believe it or not, we have around 92,000 people that listen to this podcast every month, which is absolutely amazing. But when you go to our Apple Podcast or Spotify pages, we only have around 110 reviews total. If you could do me a massive favor and give this podcast a review, I would be super, super grateful. Every time I contact an incredible founder or CEO in AI, they look at the podcast, they look at how many reviews I have, and that helps me to get better guests on the show. So if you could do a huge favor to myself and also yourself, go to the Apple Podcast or the Spotify page, wherever you listen to this, and give a review of the show. If you've noticed lately, I've been doing interviews with some really phenomenal CEOs. I have some more amazing ones coming up in the coming weeks with some CEOs that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars for their AI startups. I want to bring these to you and I want to get more of those. So please drop a review, go to your wife's account, go to your husband's account, go to your kid's account and leave a review. I don't care. Help us get more reviews, and I promise I will help bring some amazing AI entrepreneurs and guests onto the show. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. So the big headline here is the fact that AI21 Labs has just raised $155 million to accelerate generative AI for the enterprise. Now, this is often called kind of an OpenAI or ChatGPT competitor. And I think what's really interesting here is that this is actually a Tel Aviv-based leader in large language models. And this is actually their Series C round of funding that they have essentially just closed. So the goal here is really aiming to expedite the growth of their text-based generative AI services for enterprise clients. I think the significant capital injection evaluates the company at around $1.4 billion after the close of this round, which is very impressive. We're not seeing a ton of companies doing this. There are a handful, but they're definitely pushing this, past unicorn status, and they're in the big leagues now. So I think the roster of investors participating in this funding round is noteworthy. They have investors. They have Walden Catalyst, Pitango, as well as strategic investors including SCB 10X, B2 Ventures, and Samsung Next. So tech giants like Google and NVIDIA also contributed to the round, along with individual investor Amnon Shashua. So I think what's really interesting, this company was actually just established, AI21 Labs, back in 2017. And they have a team of really solid AI trailblazers in there. And they have been instrumental in essentially democratizing generative AI, or a lot of people say that about them in any case. So despite their early achievements, the company has been navigating an increasingly competitive landscape, often being compared to rivals such as OpenAI. Following a $64 million Series B last year, Yoav Shoham, an emeritus professor of AI at Stanford University, observed that the market for LLMs and multi-modal modal models was growing more saturated. He acknowledged this evolving landscape in an interview with VentureBeat, saying that the company is, quote, very aware of the environment and not complacent in any way. So AI21 Labs technology is really kind of underpinned by its proprietary Jurassic 2 foundation models, which stand as some of the largest and most advanced LLMs globally. And these models fuel AI21 Studio, which is a developer platform designed for crafting custom text-based business applications, and WordTune, which is a multilingual AI-powered reading and writing assistant targeted at professionals and general consumers. So I think the thing to kind of note here with AI21 and their angle on this is they're really kind of focused on the enterprise. And I think up until now, that was a business model that, in my opinion, could fly, right? That's like, yeah, OpenAI is really kind of targeting ChatGPT for everyone. This is more for like the enterprise, and I'm sure they have special like security and accuracy things for the enterprise. But I think now with OpenAI kind of pivoting a little bit and making a lot more enterprise products, specifically ChatGPT Enterprise, I've seen a ton of excitement, enthusiasm, and interest from enterprises in getting that integrated. I'm sure that AI21 is facing a lot more competition right now. It's something that I think is really interesting, and I know everyone has different approaches to business, but one thing I've seen OpenAI do successfully, I've seen other companies like Canva do it, is they essentially focus on the masses first. If you can get mass market adoption with something, it makes it a lot easier to move to the enterprise, because as some tweets that I was recently seeing from people talking about ChatGPT Enterprise said, they were essentially like tallying up how many people in their company were already using ChatGPT. They're like, yeah, we already have, 20 people that are personally paying for ChatGPT in our company. Let's just get, ChatGPT Enterprise. We get more security, and then we don't have to make our employees pay for a software that they're using for work. And plus then we can have it kind of secure. We're not worried about any company data leaking, yada, yada. But the point being that it started out as the masses, so their employees were using it anyways, and then it moved up to the enterprise because, the employees saw the value in it. And so I think there's some, of course, that's harder to do because hitting the masses and getting the scale that ChatGPT got is very difficult to replicate. But if possible, you saw the same thing with Canva, how they were a very simple tool that like I remember using in college for simple graphic design stuff. That when I got my first corporate job, I got everyone in the company using Canva because they'd made team features and corporate features and had a whole bunch of really more sophisticated stuff, but it was a very simple way. So start with the masses. If you get some mass adoption, product market fit, then I think it's quite a lot easier to move it into the enterprise versus something like it would appear AI21 Labs concept here is like we're going straight to the enterprise, because if you're only in the enterprise and you are not able to get that mass market adoption, that perhaps product market fit, it's a little bit difficult to go the other way around. So in any case, I think AI21 Labs technology is quite impressive. Their chairman, Amaran Shusa, elaborated on the company's vision in a press release saying, AI21 Labs is a pure play in AI as it develops and owns foundation models which are served as a platform to developers and enterprise while developing derivatives such as WordTune directly to end users. The current round fuels the growth for the company to reach its goal of developing the next level of AI with the capabilities of reasoning across many domains. We believe that the impact of AI21 Labs growth plans would be of global scale and quite soon. So, I mean, it appears that right here they're looking for the global scale. They're looking for the mass market. They said quite soon. I'm not sure how soon that is. It's to be honest, it's like I've never used WordTune or any of their products to date. So perhaps it's great. I'll definitely have to test it out. But I think, time's a ticking, and if they really want to get that mass growth, they're going to have to either do something like very different or have it be like very cheap, which is hard to compete because ChatGPT is also free. Like they got to find some really unique angles that other people are not doing because they're not super late to the game. But if they've had this technology in the bag for a long time, they probably should have released this to the public sometime when ChatGPT released to not, get super left behind. Similar to what Anthropic did. I think Anthropic did a great job of not getting super left behind, even though Claude is only available on the Poe 2 platform. I know a ton of people that have seen a couple different features in Claude, Anthropic's Claude chatbot that ChatGPT didn't do, namely that it has way bigger context windows, so you can put way more text in there. That's super useful, and I literally use it for that sometimes. Sometimes I paste a bunch of stuff into ChatGPT. They're like, your prompt's too long. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I go over to Claude and use it. And so good move on Anthropic's Claude. A lot of people know it and have tested it. And I think they have a bright future because they were able to get in early. So I do hope that AI21 really starts thinking about that and making sure that they're going, because time's a ticking and the time to capitalize on this is definitely now. So echoing the optimism about AI21 Labs trajectory, Jensen Huang, who's the founder and CEO of NVIDIA, commented in the same press release saying, generative AI is driving a new era of computing across every industry. The innovative work by AI21 Labs team will help enterprises accelerate productivity and efficiency with generative AI-based systems that are accurate, trustworthy, and reliable. So I think in terms of its industry reach, AI21 Labs has been working with a bunch of different customers across various sectors. So they have Carrefour, Clairvat, eBay, Guesty, Monday.com, Ubisoft. And so I think, the company's recently has kind of earned a spot on the inaugural CB Insight Gen AI 50 list, which is, recognizing its impact on general intelligence or artificial intelligence. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where they go. I've already mentioned my opinion on a lot of it, but I think there's definitely hope for them. I think they just got to start pushing the envelope and get known to more of a broader user base.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.